All right, Speed Gaming. Good morning. Happy Saturday to you, and welcome to a really fun matchup for week 2 of Randomizer League Season 4. My name is Kip. I hope that I am joined by Toasty. Toasty, are you there?
Yes, test. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Toasty? Good morning.
Good morning. And yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Was messing with my mic stuff, so let me know if it's echoey or bad or anything. I'll fix.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
So,
All right.
yeah, we got MassHesteria here for the Lone Rangers and Professor School for Team Vileplume. This is a really special race for me personally. Mass is one of my best friends in the entire world. He's one of the lead devs on the dev team for Dash. And then Professor School actually has only been playing Rando for a short time, but he actually started at SG Live 2022 a few months ago, where Mass and I were both there, and we all got to hang out together in person. So it was a lot of fun. I think Mass, he doesn't stream a ton, he doesn't do a ton of vanilla runs, but I think he's a kind of a sneaky player, maybe a little bit better than he gets credit for. But then Professor School is new to Rando, but has been practicing a lot and has a really strong vanilla background. And he's sort of my unofficial pick for newcomer that's going to make a big splash, I think, in this season. So I'm excited to watch this race. This should be fun.
Yeah, totally. I think you made a good point. These are two really smart dudes, and they come from not a ton of rando like experience or something, but yeah, we'll see how they apply their smarts and different strategies, because yeah, they've got the logic and just a really intelligent, logical approach to all the problems. I've definitely seen Professor School really think a lot about tackling the challenges the game throws at you in different ways and stuff like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And this is going to be a good set of settings, or combination of settings, if you will, for them to race against each other. We got full countdown with full area. I think this week is vanilla bosses, but as you can see, we already have a bit of a unique seed here. We have I believe there's 16 total majors that show up on the HUD, the counter,
Yeah,
and 6 of them are here in Criteria. So that's kind of a
yeah,
big deal.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's a lot. So it could be front loaded, but it could also be setting him up for like some crazy suitless action. I played one where I had 6 as well, and it was like high boots or high jump boots and ice, and then you had to do suitless various. So might
Yeah,
not be easy. We'll see.
yeah, you're right. One thing I really like, oh wow, early charge
Wow.
game.
Yeah.
One thing I really like about full countdown is there's just a lot of strategic opportunity for different approaches to different things, like through not only at the beginning of the run, but throughout. Somebody was bringing it up last night, and I agree. It's like the role of the E-tanks in full countdown is a lot different than it would be in like major minor, because in major minor,
Mm,
you're checking all these major locations, and if there isn't like a normal major item, there's still going to be an E-tank. Here, they're spread
yeah.
out everywhere else. And so kind of how you manage your run from start to finish, there's a lot of options.
Yeah, there's going to definitely be a bit more variance of the E-tanks, which is interesting, and that can definitely be a pretty big factor. So yeah, you can just totally miss them all if they're kind of tucked away in a weird spot. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's definitely a big factor. Oh, we got X-rays, another major item here. Well, that's an item.
Yeah,
um,
it could be useful later. We'll see.
and did I think Professor School skipped Billy Macer? We got a check from Mass, which is gonna be valuable information. Really a pain to get back to this spot, especially if the transition is kind of crazy. So, oh, but Professor School already exploring.
Red Brinstar is always interesting because there's actually only 5 total items in Red Brinstar, so having 2 of the 5 be majors is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that, 2 E-tanks of Billy Mays. What we're talking about, like that could be big. It's a lot of energy difference right here.
I'm going to do my best to track this along the way at home, but these things, I have a hard enough time tracking them and doing them when I'm running them. It's another thing to kind of
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah. No, trackers are different breed, as they say. They're really cool, helpful folks. Thanks for stepping up. Um,
So yeah, we're kind of in a way already seeing on display some of the interesting things here about strategy because, as you mentioned, Mass went ahead and checked Billy Mays because of the high number of criteria checks,
yeah,
whereas Professor School did not. But see, but because of that, Mass is not going to be able to have enough power bombs to, like, he can't afford that portal to be a dead portal.
yeah, that
Because
would
he
be a
wouldn't have enough
reset.
power
Yeah,
bombs to get back out. So he's not gonna have that information. In the meantime, he at least does know that there's nothing at Billy Mays.
yeah, and 2-week takes up could be it could be a long time before Professor School gets back there, and that could be very if hell runs could be required, and that could be huge time save for checking. Um, so yeah, it's interesting. You found 2 valuable items, even though they weren't the major items you're looking for. But yeah, I think Professor School getting a lot of information here. He's definitely taking an information advantage. So we'll see.
Ooh, already
Oh, great.
finding prey. That's big. Although not overly fun. Hopefully he'll be able to find either another missile pack or or a super pack here at the Kraid missile because trying to do
Oh yeah.
Kraid on just 5 regular missiles alone
Yeah.
is not the most fun thing I can imagine.
No. Yeah. I would,
So quick kill impossible. Well, I shouldn't say impossible. The normal quick kill is not going to be possible to go for here without the
right.
supers. Did he skip the extra missiles back there?
He did. Yeah. Interesting choice because he's gonna run out and have to farm the little claws. So that was a strange choice. Maybe.
Toasty, I got bad news for you, Toasty. I've already lost track. I didn't track all the areas, so I'm already confused.
Yeah. No. It's yeah. I'm pretty new to these. They're wild. They add so many other layers, and yeah, I use the tracker myself because I can't imagine remembering what the areas. It's crazy. Uh,
Yeah, Professor School, this is a small thing. It doesn't really matter that much, but because he only has one power bomb and he wants to guarantee himself a way to get out, he is not. I don't even know if he normally does, but he's not using the power bomb for the quote unquote normalized like setup or whatever. But then it doesn't really matter because he doesn't have supers anyway.
oh, that's right. They got charged. So Professor School using little pea shooter charge shots. Oh, and plasma on mass. That's pretty big. Charged plasma X-ray already. 6 minutes. That's pretty wild.
Is this the earliest extra or microwave in the history of Rando?
It might be this tournament, to say the least. Okay, so nothing there. So still one more item hiding somewhere in criteria. It's a pretty good haul, though.
I gotta say, I like. It's gonna get a little complicated, and there's a lot to be said about different strategic approaches. I like what Mass is doing here, based on his presumed position in this race. Professor School hasn't done a ton of rando in the totality just because he started recently, but he's done a lot in the short time that he's been playing. Plus, he's on the team with Zeb and Nebdi, who are very, very experienced, and they've been training a lot.
Yeah.
Mass doesn't play that much, but I think he's sort of taken an approach where he just wants to be very thorough in the early game to see what's going to happen, like for future complications. So I like the fact that he cleared out most of criteria. I think he's already gotten 5 of the 6 majors. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. One more there, and I agree with that. I think that's how I've been approaching it as a newcomer as well. It's just like, all right, I'm going to load up on stuff so that should I want to explore wherever I end up at, I can be more equipped to do so.
Oh, look at this. This might be the last major right there at Moat, but it looks like he's not going to check yet. I don't blame him because then it's going to be harder to get back across.
Oh yeah, yeah, good call. Yeah,
Of course, if he did it, he could run all the way back to the other portal, but I don't blame him for doing it this way.
it's a pretty big area with 0 items or 0, upgrades. So hopefully picks up supers, maybe another power bomb pack. That'll be very helpful. But yeah, just check the probably check the elevator up there and then make another decision on where to go, I guess.
Yeah, interesting development. The Various suit and then by extension the Crate E-Tank were both supers, and Mass hasn't been able to find any supers yet. So it'd be really interesting if it was one of those seeds that just forced that 100% for supers only.
Oh yeah, gosh.
I'm hoping that's not the case, but
Yeah.
that can happen with this kind of with the Varia randomizer. I don't know exactly what to call it, but sometimes I guess the algorithm or whatever can make a point to try to block certain minor
Yeah.
pickups. So
Right.
we'll see if it turns out that way.
We did see a Torian at the entrance to Meridia, like the tube entrance there for ProfessorSchool, so that's not too out of the way. Good to have that found. Not in a gigantic dead end where you have to visit, Oh, wow. Very suit at, I think, Spazer?
Yep, there it is. One of the 2 major items in Red Brinstar. That's definitely a great find.
I already forget how he got... So, ProfessorSchool went the Brinstar meme route exit or whatever you call it.
Correct. Yeah, that put him
Yeah,
at
okay.
I think at the Meridia escape at the top of Red Tower, and then since
Right.
then he's kind of just been back and forth doing some things here.
All right, let's see some supers for... Oh, there we go. Mass is going to be good. On the ammo.
Not too often in Super Metroid Randomizer that you see someone with 0 E-Tanks but Varia in Upper Norfair. So, kind of unique
Yeah.
situation.
No kidding. Yeah, this would be very early Upper Norfair check. 0 items, so yeah, it's like, I guess just maybe scouting for information. So where are these items? They're like clumped up in these groups. There's like none in all of Brinstar or Green Brinstar, none in Upper Norfair. Those are huge areas. So they're all going to be in the ship or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what the exact percentage is, but probably around 40% of all the major items were in Criteria, and then you got 2 in Red
Yeah.
Brinstar, and then none in Upper Norfair. So yeah, this could be a potential situation where Croc has something good, or maybe Lower Norfair or the Meridias are going to be filled with stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Croc. Yeah. All right, we got a couple transition checks here.
Okay,
Oh,
we got a Lower Norfair one, and it's
yeah.
1.
So yeah, I think the good news for Mass, the very suit's not out of the way. He'll definitely, as soon as he gets to Red Brinstar Tower, he'll grab that. So it shouldn't be like a huge advantage for ProfessorSchool, but he's getting a lot of early information, at least with it.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine Mass missing that. I mean, it's certainly possible, but it's very unlikely. But then sort of like when is he going to run across it is sort of another question,
All right, Kip, I got an important question for you. Do you know, is the Lone Rangers a reference to the movie Airheads featuring Brendan Fraser?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know if that's the specific reason, but I'm cool with that. I think that would be wonderful, and it would be very timely. So let's just go with it.
Yeah, sorry, pardon me, Jestro. Academy Award winner Brendan Fraser. Yeah, it's the name of his fictional band with Adam Sandler and Steve Buscemi. They're the Lone Rangers in that movie.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, you know what else would be funny? I just realized this. Papa Schmo was on a randomizer team in last year's multi-world tournament with Kev Nastix, and Kev was going to be on this team, but he hurt himself.
Oh.
And their team in that one was the Wild Stallions. So
Oh yeah,
it probably is the band name.
that's a total. Yeah, that's the Bill and Ted band, right?
That's right.
That's so
Hey,
good.
look at you, man. Good pickup.
Well,
I just
watch
thought it
those
sounded cool.
early '90s classics. Got. I had an older brother who was 8 years older, so anything that was cool in the early '90s, I was very aware.
See, Toasty,
I
this
had
is
to
why
think
you and
was
I get
cool
along
too.
so well, is because I had the same thing. I had two older
Yeah.
brothers that were 7 and 9 years older than me, so I had a
Oh
very
wow.
similar childhood experience as you, I think.
Yeah. Sounds like it, right? Yeah. That's awesome. Another E-tank, so definitely getting an energy lead here for mass.
Yeah, I said this, I think, in one of the chats last night, and I wasn't actually memeing, I was being serious, but, like, I actually like E-tanks. I think people kind of don't think about their value until they're not around, you know what I mean? It is not fun going through difficult parts of the game on very small amounts of health, so I'm always, especially in a full countdown, I'm always happy to pick up a tank.
Yeah, I think it'll. I'm excited for kind of the week 3 removes the countdown but adds the boss rando factor, so it's really, yeah, it's kind of cool. Definitely, just a little bit of information really can guide your decision making, and um,
Yeah, that's one of my
yeah,
favorite things about the Varia randomizer settings that we've been racing with for the past couple years is that legitimately, like, even if you just restrict it to major, minor, chozo, and full countdown, and then you do full area, light area, or vanilla map, and then ball shuffle on or off, every single one of those combinations plays even ever so slightly differently. And so, like, you can't just use one overall sort of macro game strategy, if you will. So
yeah,
I really like that. It keeps everything fresh.
yes, yes, I agree with that. And good job, Mass, going for the spring ball. Got to grab that important. That's the last item in criteria. So very nice pickup.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, given the fact that he has no other movement items,
Yeah,
it might turn out that it's not that important. But there are definitely seeds that come up where having spring ball or not related to your other movement items can really make a big difference in some of the really important rooms later down the line.
for sure. Yeah, and that's a worst room item that is none other has been found right now. I know some gamers out there can do that, frame everything perfect wall jump, but it kind of sucks. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
nice to
I'm
have.
not one of those
Oh,
guys, so I
no,
feel you.
I know, me neither. Yeah. Um, and then obviously, if Sulis Meridia is super valuable in a Sulis Meridia scenario.
For sure. Yeah, this is still interesting. I mean, like right now, it's kind of what I was talking about earlier. It's very small. I'm not suggesting this is making a big difference, but even though he has Varia, Professor School's lack of any energy tank at all is actually affecting a little bit about how he's having to play. Like he's having to slow down a little bit, be a little more careful. He got into um, beeping range there for a second. So
Yeah.
playing on 99 energy is not my idea of a good time.
No, it's not. I mean, yeah, he's at half health right now. He's farming, which is definitely slowing down his progression. Yeah. Yeah, that's.
He's
And yeah, two of
managing it,
the.
he's managing it well. It's just one of those things you'd prefer not to be in that situation, you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it'll slow you down a little bit. Gotta be careful. And two, that's another one for Mass. And two of the tanks for Billy Mays. He might not be grabbing those anytime soon. Although he has to go back and check some of those items in criteria. He knows there's a lot. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
only one item in the ship. So we'll go for.
Okay, so I'm going to say something real quick. This is not based on any actually like scientific knowledge or data, but every single time, this is just my personal experience, every single time that I've been in a full countdown and I've gotten direct ship and there's been literally one item in there, every single time it's been something important.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's going to be here, but I just think that's really funny. So while Mass is having a hard time getting across, maybe next time he'll kill that Ripper. Apparently, did you know this, Toasty? I did not know this until recently. That Ripper can be killed with a regular missile.
I did not know that. That's
I think
really
I learned that from watching Zeb. Basically, I think you got
wow.
to hit it like 2 or 3 times, and it'll drop a super for you. So if you're ever low on supers going in direct ship and you need some more, just missile that Ripper.
That is good to know. Thank you. I did not know that. All right, nice job, Mass. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Let's go.
Yeah, so this is also interesting. I mean, Professor School is going back through Cathedral kind of slow. Like he spent a lot of time up in here and got all the information, but didn't get any progression out of it. So it's yeah, pretty totally divergent stuff. Like completely different things for both runners. Really cool. Yeah. So
I
far.
totally agree with you. That's one of my favorite things about area. I've been a big proponent for area in our competitions for the last few years because, don't get me wrong, you know, traditional major minor, vanilla map, vanilla bosses certainly is still fun and has some cool opportunities to do some game theory, etc. But there's just so much more diversity and like legitimate possibilities to finish the seed in different ways and still somewhat be competitive in this. I really like when people take different approaches. You know what I mean? Like it just makes it a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
And I think it evens the playing field a little bit. Don't get me wrong, you know, micro ability helps, but I think that I think area makes it not as dominant as it might be in like a vanilla scenario.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get the microwave 1-round Fantoon. Oh, well, early should be good. Let's go. Oh, was that enough?
Not quite.
Ah, dang. Feels bad. And the right slow, the worst pattern in the game. Feels bad every time. Alright, got this. Good cleanup there.
Hey, as long as Fantoon didn't enrage, it can't be that bad.
No, it's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Take a 2-round any day. So it looks like Professor School is back in Red Tower. Wonder where he's headed to next, and then yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that one item isn't too deep. The ship here. Would you consider bailing out of the ship, like checking these early ones, and then, or would you kind of full clear at this point, just from your experience of like, it's always a valuable item?
You know, I almost don't want to tell you what I think because I feel like I always get killed in the chat whenever I give my
I feel like what an idiot. Oh,
you
he's
know,
so
and
wrong.
when I go back next time on races, people are always like, "What is Kip doing?" You know.
Yeah.
And then I have to be like, "I'm winning." No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm just playing. But I actually don't know what I would do here. I would probably just like.
Oh my god.
This is going to sound really silly, probably, but I actually think this is kind of important. I think one of the things that you need to do if you're trying to play your best over the course of an entire seed is you just need to commit to whatever you want to do and not second guess it.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get the one wreck ship item, you just say it right now. I'm clearing every item until I find it, and I'm just gonna live with the result, right?
Yeah. No, and I agree. And like that, you can use your mental energy, if you will, to like look at the tracker of your crazy area and like think about what you're going to do after that item, stuff like that, instead of like, oh shoot, should I do,
No, you're right.
like, that just helps you like immediately know what to do next, not so I like that thinking. It's good.
It's gonna sound probably like ridiculous or cosmic brain, but I actually think there's some science to this. It's like the more you free your brain up from decision making, the more you actually over the long haul get to focus on just the playing part. And so if you just sort of make a kind of macro decision up front about this is what I'm going to do, and then you just live with it and do it, then you actually can focus more in on how you're playing. And I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. I think it happens to me. I actually think it happens to a lot of people. I feel like the micro play oftentimes deteriorates a little over the course of these seeds because I think people have been sort of mentally taxed a lot.
Oh yeah, when I'm like confused and trying to think about where I'm going, my execution room by room suffers a lot because I'm like so distracted. So
No, yeah, I agree.
yeah, no.
I'm predicting that the one major that's here is actually going to be at, it's not going to be at Gravity, but it's going to be at the missile location next to Gravity.
Oh yeah, that's a
Um,
sneaky area.
That's my
Full. Yeah.
prediction. And I think it's
All
going
right.
to be Ice Beam, and I think that's going to be the progression in Meridia. That was
Oh,
very
that's a good
specific,
call.
wasn't it?
Let's see, I think it's gonna be. I don't know. I'll say space jump at Gravity. I base that on nothing. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up here, but yeah. ProfessorSchool did get an E-Tank. That's very nice. Didn't go to Billy Mays, so going to be 2 E-Tanks down from Mass. But yeah, getting these items here, and Hasveria has kind of probably an information advantage, but Mass with the getting kind of a progression lead here with Fantoon down and everything. But we'll see. I don't know. I can't tell who's ahead.
Well, I've got a 50-50
Awesome.
shot here, I think. Unless, did Mass, forgive me, sometimes I lose track. Did Mass check the E-Tank location, or was he saving that for at the end?
He did check it. It was an E-Tank.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we got a 50-50 chance here. It's either at Gravity or that missile location.
Yep.
Here's the deal. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, ideally in a race when you're playing and you don't know what the other guy's doing, and I think a lot of us, I mean, maybe this is just me, I think a lot of us, I never assume that my opponent is playing bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So sometimes if you were to get down and full clear all of Rex ship for one major item, and then it turns out that, let's say it's bombs, right? Like something that's not supremely powerful or is probably not
Yeah.
progression, it feels
Right.
really, really bad, right?
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, I don't think it's a bad play. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you just
Yeah.
reach these junctures where you just got to make a decision and live with it.
Yep. Yeah, and this is an area that's kind of hard to get back to sometimes and stuff. Chat made a good point. The Mass didn't check the Sky Missile. I think so. There's a,
Oh, okay.
hopefully you're right, and it's right here. Let's see.
Well, I was not right about this location. And if it's not a Gravity, that's bad because now he's as far away from Sky Missile as he can technically be.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be really unlucky.
Oh,
No. That feels bad, man. Oh, that's a bummer. Did he? Oh, did he check? Wait. Oh, when you said did he check the E-Tank, I thought you meant reserve because I'm dumb. I don't know if he checked the E-Tank spot.
yeah, I don't
Like
remember.
yeah. Chat, did Mass check the E-Tank spot? Can you help me do my job?
Okay, he
Chat?
did.
He did? Oh, he did. That's 50-50. He hasn't checked E-Tank. Okay. So it's one of those two spots. Still a bummer. Yeah. Okay. All right, and sorry for being confused. I lied to you about that answer.
Oh, it's okay.
My bad.
It's all good.
Yeah. Nice microwave by ProfessorSchool. I wonder what his. Maybe we'll find out what that item is if he can take it. Oh, we got the Brinstar save, a rare sight, but always good to save in these seeds, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I think saving is an underrated approach.
Yeah, and I really like the rotating save feature of these things. I think that's an area only, or I don't know if that's like a new thing that's separate, but
They
pretty
added it
nice.
with area, but yeah, I don't know if it exists in the other ones. But I agree with you. I think that's a really, really cool feature.
Yeah, 'cause it's technically possible to do it. You just have to copy your save, and it's kind of a hassle to do it. But yeah, kind of a nice quality of life there. Okay, yeah, Mass going down. He's got to be going to that last check there, which is Red Brinstar. He'll be getting Varia and everything soon, I think. That's a good call. I don't. It's pretty hard with their loadout to get to the wreck ship E-tank. You have to power bomb jump really. Oh yeah, it's like Prof is just dipping.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to leave it behind. I don't think that's a bad play or a good play. Just like I don't think
Yeah,
full
I know.
clearing for one is always a good or a bad play. It just kind of depends. I guess we'll see what it ends up being. But
Right. Totally. Yeah.
if it ends up being nothing, then that's a good advantage for him.
Yeah. I'm also, yeah, I'm not qualified to know if that's the right choice or not. I think, yeah, both are totally viable here.
I agree.
All right. Got another save from Mass. I like it. He's got to check these icky rooms here without a suit. So yeah, I don't know where to go. I haven't been paying close attention. I know Meridia was accessible through Upper Norfair. All right, good job, Professor School. That's Spring Ball. Let's go. But yeah, Charge Wave Plasma. So ammo's not, and they both have 15 power bombs. So all good on ammo and firepower for the rest of the time. Oh, there's the back of Lower Norfair. Where was that? Where do you forget?
Okay, so real quick, I do not disagree with what Prof is doing here, but I do want to point out that this is okay. I was just about to say, if he happens to not get any E-tanks on the way down here, this could get even trickier. But even with 3 E-tanks, he's perfectly capable of handling this, especially with Plasma. Plasma is.
Yeah.
I've been going on this long tear lately trying to explain to everybody about how Plasma is just wildly, wildly overpowered. And it's not just because of the microwave, and it's not just because of the damage. It has a lot to do with the utility and Lower Norfair. But this is still not a free situation, because a lot of times I've done this myself. I don't know if you've ever done this, Toasty. You get down in Lower Norfair and you only have Varia, and all of a sudden stuff is doing twice as much damage as you're used to, and the next thing you know, you get hit by a key hunter and you got a full E-tank missing, right? So
Yep.
you got to be really, really careful. My apologies for the cuss word there, guys.
Yeah, my poor ears. I agree, man. Plasma is huge. Without Plasma, so dangerous. It's crazy. It's so dangerous. Without one of Screw or Plasma. So that's
agreed.
But yeah, even Ridley does 80 damage. Everything does 100.
Listen, I just really want to say real quick, Toasty, I'm sorry, but I just want to apologize to all the children. You know, I play Super Metroid to set a good example for the kids, and I'm just really, really sorry I let everybody down right there.
That's okay. You know, I lied earlier. You swore. We're pretty bad at this. You know, we got. But I don't know if we're gonna get our paycheck this week.
Yeah, my bad, dude. I'll make it up to you.
Yeah, I know all the kids out there. That's okay. That's okay. I'm having a good time. Hopefully, everyone is too.
All right, so Mass is about to pick up his Varia suit. That's always, I don't know about you, Toasty, every single time I pick up Varia, even if I realize that it might lose me the race because I got it late, it's still a bit of a relief. It's like, okay, finally, I can actually go do Lower Norfair and not have to worry.
Yeah, that's big. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's not it's not in a spot that was too hard to get to, so it's
And honestly, the way that it worked out with Mass's routing, I realized that he ended up abandoning Wrecked Ship before he found the one that he was looking for, but really he hasn't been in a heated room yet, and so it's like even though he's getting it like 15, 20 minutes after Prof, it's not really affecting his run.
oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, because like Upper Norfair was right after Varia, so yeah. He was
See,
able to do the ship, do everything just
Prof
fine
is
so far.
experiencing right now what I was talking about.
Yeah, look at that damage. More than half his health is gone.
And you can't
he's
run
not-
into acid.
Yep.
And then you get bullied.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have the nice farm beam either. The grapple beam, best beam. I love the grapple beam, man. But yeah. Yeah, just, it's what is this, like a 25 shot fight or something? It's easy. Oh, he has got supers too, but still, to get bodied a few times by Ridley or get picked up in a weird, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, luckily the farm here won't take too long. But yeah, again, I don't think he's in massive danger, but he doesn't need to be too cavalier about it. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, good luck, Prof. You definitely can do it. And yeah, let's see, Mass has a chance to make up some time with the faster Kraid. See if we can get that quick kill here. Oh, blocked.
That
Kobe
hand.
Bryant. Wait, no, that's the wrong NBA player. Kobe Bryant's when you slam a 3, right? And who's good at blocking?
He got Ben Wallaced.
Yeah, there we go. That's
for all you old folks out there.
Sorry. Yeah, Hakeem, that's a good one. Yeah, Hakeem could probably block everybody's shot without even jumping. Yeah. Shaq too. He probably blocked everyone's shots. Dude was a very big dude.
You know what's funny? I think Shaq was actually in the league when this came out. I think he was like only a couple years in, so that would be a good reference. Maybe they were imagining Shaq when they designed Kraid.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'll go with that. Yeah. Thank you.
But for the last 4 or 5 years, my stream was the one that generated the Kraid from a Kraid prom meme. Y'all, we are retiring that meme, and for the next 4 or 5 years, it's Kraid as Shaq. All right, it is written.
There we go. Yeah, we got 2 Shaqs in the game. Shaq Tool, Shaquille. I'm all for it. So what do you do? What if? Okay, you're ProfessorSchool. You can't even get to the front of Lower Norfair from here. I don't think. Maybe with a Crystal Flash or something.
Okay.
But
you can.
gross, right?
You can. Okay. It's very tight.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be real slow. What I would. Well, here's the problem though. Where's he going to farm to get it?
I don't know, man. I think you have to go back out the back way and continue looking elsewhere.
What do we even think is over there?
Man, I don't know.
All right, it's going to be Croc with Gravity Suit. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and what do you suppose Mass is thinking here? Is he hasn't found the Lord Norfair yet, has he? Because he's all caught up in items here.
He found the front entrance. The front entrance was actually at the top of Green Brinstar.
Okay.
And didn't Professor see it too?
I think so.
So yeah, I think see, y'all, I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh.
I am telling you. I hate being right like 5 minutes in advance, but
yeah,
you got to be careful.
Very careful here. And nice reverse frogway there by Mass. Very good remembering that tech. Yeah, ProfessorSchool has to just kill everything on the way out. Like, just be very careful here. This is spooky. Yeah.
He's got to be careful too in the Three Musketeers room, and I'm not just talking about the Three Musketeers because Varia doesn't move through the acid, right?
Right, you get stuck, yeah.
And so even though it takes a lot less damage, like Varia is way overpowered in these randos, but this is still like a little bit scary and he needs to be careful.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's... Oh.
Okay, he should be good now.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Playing cool. Play cool. Kill everything with the plasma. Very nice. Good. Alright, success. I mean, it was slow, but that was progress. Didn't find the item, but Ridley's dead. So, yeah, hopefully for school, and perhaps both, the item isn't, you know...
You're so far ahead of me, Toasty. I completely forgot that there's still an item in Lower Norfair. I was thinking about going to the front, like just for the portal information, but you're right.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Probably up there at Screw or, in that general area.
Yeah, one item there. Mass found East Meridia. I'm not sure if Prof probably did. I just can't remember. But that's 3 items there. That's a lot of items. So yeah, Croc and Meridia is going to have like a big chunk. The rest of the items in the game, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do. Try to find that ice, I guess. Yeah, ice or gravity, and they don't have grapple either, but they got spring ball. I don't know. It was crazy. Good race so far.
I don't think we've seen the highway portal yet. How many portals are left that we don't know? Because I mean, I don't think we've seen Croc, have we?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody found Croc that I've seen. I know the vanilla transition to Croc has been checked. I forget, but
right, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, ProfessorSchool kind of evening out. He's going to be checking portals here and maybe looking for E-tanks and stuff.
Can we just take a moment and just really appreciate how fun this is? Like, I love these tournaments and leagues and competition, and like we got some really great settings this year that really lead to some really cool racing potential. And like this is just another example. We've had a bunch of good races, but this is a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if anything, I mean, like, I'm in a team who's 0-4 right now. We're having a great time, and just watching is fun. Like being a part of it is fun. Yeah, everything is pretty dope.
Yeah, y'all had the best race of the whole tournament so far.
That was the craziest race, dude. Yeah, it was wild. Oh, I remember watching the race chat. AD was like, "I'm almost at the ship," and then it was like the dot done from Zeus. Like, no.
That race was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Mass is studying the map and trying to make a decision here, and I wonder if he's gonna go back to wreck ship.
Yeah, again, it's like got a comment in the chat saying, terrible seeds are sometimes fun for the viewers. That is also true, and it's just, yeah. Anyway, like if it's a close seed, you got 2 people blasting through, it's fun to watch the execution. And then if you got crazy seeds, it's fun to see the different strategies and strengths at work. It's just, yeah, it's a good time for sure.
Definitely. Plus, even at 0-4 right now, y'all are not by any stretch of the imagination like out of making the playoffs. I really like the structure. And remember last year, Seffi and Sloters and Real Cutie, I think they started 0-4 and then blazed back to qualify for the playoffs. So nobody's even in the ballpark of dead yet.
For sure. Oh, it's just getting started.
Yeah, it's just a warm-up, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, here, I think, yeah, Prof. It's got spring ball now, so he can... There's a good way to get through the sponge bath, or whatever you call it, room. SpongeBob room. Yeah, I think we'll find out what that item is here. So yeah, probably running out of ideas. That might be it. It's gonna be that.
You know what's going to be really funny is if item at wreck ship is high jump boots,
Right. I
and
was just
that's the
about to say,
logical thing with spring ball to get up aqueduct. Like I
Oh
guess
my,
they would need, I
yeah,
guess they would need ice somewhere. Maybe ice was in Lower North area. It'd be crazy if this ended up being a gravity at Batuin Seed.
for sure. Really, and really nice execution on the power bomb jump there by School. That's not easy to do. All right, yeah. So it's 50-50 for this one or Sky Missiles. Yeah, I think it's high jump boots or ice. I don't think it's gravity.
Sky
Oh,
missiles.
dang. I honestly, I like Mass's skip because it is so slow with no movement items. It is the worst check. The
Yeah,
Sky Missile check.
it's not super fun. We did
No.
add it as a major location in Dash Recall. The reason we added it though was to add a little extra. We wanted there to be an extra major in wreck ship, but we didn't want it to just be something you could just run into like without investing any time. But the
Yeah.
strat to get it is not super fun. I kind of like calling it Skynet just because it's an evil location.
Terminator. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the tech to get it. Yeah, it sucks. You have to um, wait for those guys to.
You know what's going to be
Yeah.
really evil is if Sky Missiles is just bombs or like screw attack or whatever, and then it's the front of Lower North Air that's actually the gravity suit.
Oh man.
And then like and then maybe like ice or speed is in like Western Meridian or something. That'd be pretty wild.
Oh, that'd be gross, but also amazing. Let's see. And then yeah, Mass. Was that 5 tanks going in here? So that's nice. I think there was another one maybe. I forget, but yeah, we doing busting out this LN here.
This is a pretty big juncture, Toasty. I
No.
literally just realized what's at stake here because if Sky Missiles is, and someone correct me if I'm wrong here, if Sky Missiles is a required progression item here, then Prof is at a huge advantage in the lead.
Yeah.
But if it's like screw attack or bombs, or maybe even space jump, then and it turns out that the progression item is at the front of Lower North Air, and Mass goes there after killing Ridley and is able to do it, like the first try, then he will be kind of a good chunk ahead in terms of like on the map. So this is kind of a big moment here.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, and you see, you got to keep those platform bros on screen for them to move around. You can, yeah, they're just.
What are they even called?
I mean, they're platform bros isn't the Nintendo name. Just kidding.
I'm down with that. I'm the worst when it comes to the official names of the
I know,
creatures.
me too. Well, they have Hammer Bros and Super Mario. Oh, Trippers. That sounds correct. Yeah. Thank you, chat. Chat MVP. Oh, it's
Wow.
Interesting. That's not like progression.
It's not.
Crazy. That's a nice item, but this game is still like anyone's game. I mean, that's pretty obvious at this point. Don't need me to tell you that, but it's we'll see, man. We haven't figured this one out yet. The seed is something.
So
I don't.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
Simo say that it could be. I actually can't remember off the top of my head how it could be. So where would it be applied if it was quote unquote progression? Or maybe I'm just misreading.
Yeah.
Oh, GT missile. How about that?
Oh, but how do you get there without like high jump boots, lava dive situation?
I don't know. The one thing I will say about that location is, and I might be in the minority on this, but I'm not a
Yeah.
huge fan. And if you look at what we've done with Dash, we've tried to like move away from this. I'm not a huge fan of like there being like 2 or 3 or 4 locations in the game that are exclusively blocked by just one item. And so
Yeah.
personally, I don't mind something really important being at an inconvenient GT missile location, but I would prefer it to be where you didn't have to have space jump to drain the acid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's a really weird vanilla requirement, and yeah, I agree with that. Definitely agree with that, and that also kind of feels like very rando things if
Right, right.
does that something like that. But interesting. Chad did say that the reverse acid amphitheater is or can be in logic with some amount of stuff. So that's really gross. I kind of hope that's not the case. I don't know. It's pretty gross.
Yeah, that would be a rough
Ugh,
situation.
yeah, but
Yeah, hopefully Mash just takes it nice and slow here.
yeah,
You know, he's not in danger of dying right now, but again, you know, Ridley does do more damage than people are typically used to. A lot of times when they're fighting Ridley, they have the gravity suit, and so he's going to be doing twice as much damage as that. So hopefully he can just take it nice and easy
yeah,
and get picked up and in the fight.
yeah. Ridley without boots as well kind of sucks. It's really hard to jump over him and manipulate him. It's harder,
Oh, for
to say
sure.
the
Yeah,
least.
the swoops in particular become more complicated. It does look like he's
Yeah,
dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead if he jumps into him here. I think he just reset the cycle there.
yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay. Nice one by Mass. Okay, now looks like Prof is heading to this transition up here. I forget where it is, but looks like he's got a plan of some sort.
This is where, and I'm not necessarily saying this is a bad thing. I believe that Prof would be better served to save right here before he goes up this elevator. But what I will say is because the various suit in these randomizers offers 75% reduction to environmental alone,
Yeah,
even though he's only got 4 energy tanks, he actually has more attempts at this than you might would think. Like
yeah,
just look how slowly his energy
right.
is going down.
Yeah, but I really do like the idea of saving right there. It's just right there, and
But look at him,
all
he
right.
didn't need it. Nice job.
Jeez. All
Confident.
right, just yeah. Toasty's dumb. I get it. Well, very well played there. Easy trick for sure.
Yeah,
Is
he was
why- yeah,
confident
why-
in the first try, high jump bootless lava dive, but he's not confident about having 30 shots at the green gate glitch. So he's just got to make sure he's got some extra
yeah.
attempt at it.
Yeah. No, that was very well played there. I stand by what I said because look, you had to take 100 damage every time you attempt it. So you know.
Oh, I actually like this play. He's just
Oh yeah.
he's just kind of
Going
saying, all right, well, I'm going to do it the regular way and just commit to checking all 3 of these so that no matter where it is, I get it.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't have to backtrack if it's at the GT missile. I like that.
Yeah, and then there's the so after these 2, it's just Mickey Mouse, and then that's it, right? It's got to be one of those spots. But I do like this too. Yeah, just like why bother?
I like Mass's general approach here to being really careful to kill these key hunters so that hopefully he'll take not any damage, and then I guess he'll make a decision afterwards about whether he
Yeah.
wants to go left or not. Oh, he's
Yeah.
going to do it.
Okay. Yeah, he's all right. That's probably the right play.
He can do it on 4 tanks, but he needs to not make any mistakes here.
Oh my gosh! Look at that progression item. Whew. This is a seed.
All right, Mass, just take it easy, buddy. Yeah, nice pickup there by, I guess that was a required item. I guess it is going to be in one of the water locations.
I
All
guess
right,
so.
Mass, nice.
Yeah, nice. Now take it easy. Don't get hit. Plasma would be really valuable here.
I'm rooting for an E tank at the mouse missiles here. Oh,
Dang. Yeah. Shoot, if he had more supers, Crystal Flash, but
as
they're
long
pretty.
as he doesn't go too fast, because he should be able to kill everything. Like those orbs are not going to
Yeah.
do a ton of damage, and he should be able to kill the Tuskegis
Yeah.
a little bit at a time. But it is not. I mean, there's still some danger because he's going to have to let some of the ones on the left on the screen.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a nice thing that it wasn't the GT missile item, so he can get it from the back, going through the gate glitch way.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, without the
Yeah.
space. Yeah. All right, now just don't get hit by a pirate.
So yeah, if he survives here, gets that item, it's going to be pretty dang tied up.
He's
Too
only got
close.
6 shots here, though.
Oh yeah. Oh no. And the save is way
Mass.
back.
I believe in you. Oh.
That's a bummer.
I've been in this situation many times. Leaving Ridley and then having to go left. Sometimes you forget to like farm up extra supers.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's got a save somewhere.
Yeah, he saved after Ridley, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it's just before the acid dip. Yeah, dang. That's a bummer. Gate glitch is not free. It sucks. It's a weird one.
If I was Mass, I might actually consider resetting immediately after getting hit by that key hunter and then just starting over and not losing that 100 energy.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be a lot tougher.
But it's great to like watch these races. I did not know that this could be an in logic play here, the reverse acid, or maybe I did and forgot. I don't know. It's still good to know. Good to be aware of these kind of situations. Yeah, that 100 damage was was a good call there.
Yeah, hopefully this time he'll maybe go a little bit more left on the way out of this door and then avoid that dive bombing key hunter and then can save that extra energy. Because I think if he'd have saved it, if he'd have saved it last time, he would have he wouldn't have died. So hopefully he'll be able to get out of here.
Yeah, so my team gets to play Vile Plume next week. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun to race like really good players. So I'm not being sarcastic. It's gonna be awesome. Who's your next matchup, Kip?
Well, I haven't had a race yet. I let Zost and Derp handle the first 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
Derp raced yesterday. Zost has his week 2 tomorrow. And then
nice.
my first time racing will be next week. And ironically, we're going to be playing the Lone Rangers. And so I think Mass and I are going to race each other. So we're really excited.
Awesome.
To do that.
Oh, that's really fun. That's really cool. Glad you guys can play.
And let me tell you, if he beats me, I will never hear the end of it.
There's a lot at stake. All right, let's go, Mass. You got this. Should be okay here. It's gonna be tight. God, sorry. Commentary to curse. I'll shut up. I'm gonna take a break. Couple minutes. I'll be back.
Yeah, sure. So at this point, I've kind of, this seat has been so complicated. I guess, are we to the point now where Prof is forced to do some type of suitless Meridia? West Meridia has 3. Okay. And he does have Mama Turtle access. And I suppose, I don't really know exactly how the suitless logic works in West Meridia for full. I assume that means he also technically has access. Oh, actually, he should have access to every item in Western Meridia other than Main Street, right? Because if there's an aqueduct, pre-aqueduct portal, he should, and has high jump boots and spring ball, he should be able to spring ball jump up to the beach and watering hole, and then he's got access to Mama Turtle and then also crab supers. All right, nice job, Mass. Sam has officially joined the race commentary. Sam, what do you think about all this? She just gave me the side eye, so I don't think she likes what's happening. Oh, interesting. I wonder if Mass is going to save right here and then going to come back down. That would actually be a pretty heady play. I like that. Oh yeah, the classic ace, the classic. All right, so we're getting to see some nice suitless action here on Professor School's side. I gotta say, again, you know, we kind of talked at the beginning. Professor School has only been playing randos since SG Live. Clearly, he's on a great team, and again, as I mentioned, I think he's going to end up being a really strong player, even this season, but especially as he continues to get more experience. But Mass hasn't done a ton of rando, but I think both of these players have actually handled this seed really, really well. Oh, there's gravity at Crab Supers, but I think they've both played really well. This has just been a really tough one, and
yeah, this has been a really tough one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Toasty. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, that's just agreeing. They played very well. Good decisions. Yeah, it's been tough ones. It's crazy. You have bombs and gravity there. Yeah, this has been a slow. Yeah, really. Yeah, just a tough one for sure. It would have been so much closer too. Like if Mass got that first try gate glitch too. That's a bummer. He was right behind Professor School there, so yeah, let's see what happens here.
Very nice double morph there by Professor School. Get a little bit of kill his fall speed a little bit, get into the crab hole, and he is rewarded with gravity, but technically still not in go mode.
Oh yeah, so they don't even have bombs to Crystal Flash Clip here, so find the way to Batoon. Yeah. Dang.
But we do have two more here. You gotta assume one of them is going to be speed or ice. It would be incredibly troll if it was like screwing bombs here and then like ice was in one of the sand pits or something.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. All right, come on, game.
Oh, Grapple's still out there too. There's speed. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, another good thing here, Prof is legitimately totally in go mode here because in terms of not only being able to complete the game, but also just being able to like not pick anything else up if he doesn't want to, because he doesn't have ice, but he already has 20 power bombs for the Metroid rooms. So yeah, he can just kind of zoom at this point.
Yeah, you can totally zoom. Oh, there's East Meridia right there. Yeah. All right, yeah, nice job, Mass, getting in and out of there. This is not easy stuff. That whole section, this whole required stuff, isn't it? Freaking not easy.
No, kudos.
Yeah. So, yeah, would you check the item behind Dragon here, or just blast? So I think ice is the value pickup there, but
So I guess it depends. I would definitely check precious.
yeah,
I probably wouldn't here.
gotcha. Yeah,
Not because I think it's the wrong decision, but a lot of times in situations like this, I'm just like, all right, I just need to go, right?
yeah,
Um, but I don't think it would be a bad pickup. The flip side of that though is it depends on how comfortable you feel about speed zeb skip.
oh
Like,
yeah,
I'll shoot you straight. I don't think I'm very good at the trick. Like, I mean, sometimes I'll get it first try, but it's definitely not a guarantee. I've had plenty of races where I've had to do multiple attempts. But if you're really, really, really strong with your speed zeb skip, then let's like actually break it down for a minute. How much time is picking up the ice beam if it were at Dragon actually going to save? Well, number one, you're going to have to sit around and wait for the drops. Then you're going to have to enter the room. The door transition is going to happen.
yeah,
You're going to have to pick up the item. Fanfare, like the amount of time you're investing to get it is probably in the ballpark of like, I mean, at minimum, like 12, somewhere between like 12 and 15 seconds. And then it's probably only going to end up saving about 35 to 40
yeah,
seconds.
yeah. It's not
So it just depends.
right. It does totally depend. Yeah, that's a good point. The ammo for shooting all the Zebs is a little. I think he's got enough for all Zebs and Mother Brain. It's hard to tell. I can't remember. It's like 16 suit. That's a lot to do all that. But yeah.
It's just another example in
Yeah.
Super Metroid. This is one of my favorite things about Super Metroid Randomizer. It's like the more tech you're comfortable with, the more flexible you can be about a lot of things. You know what I mean?
It's got options, yeah. Oh, let's go. Mass with the spring ball jumps over the... Oh, crisp. Heck yeah.
That was fun.
I like that. Boing. Oh, I didn't know you could shine spark up there.
Well, they changed that to you can kill those blocks with screw, regular bombs, or I guess speed booster. That's the first person I've seen do it. But yeah, that's no longer with the power bomb thing. Yeah. Which I'll be honest with you, I don't know how I feel about that. Usually I'm in favor of changes. I'm not like anti-change, but I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, that's a sort of specific odd thing to change. Oh, mass, yeah, going for the item up here. Shoot. That's a good play. Could be gravity or ice or something, you know.
Right.
It's just yeah, no, this was a rough seed here.
I also forgot to mention one of the factors for picking up ice at Dragon. Like, I know we're sitting here talking about a very, very niche situation, right? But because it's area and because you're gonna get refilled when you go down the elevator and not have to go into the ship, then technically waiting for the drops and picking them up as you go in to check the item also has basically zero value, whereas it would have value if it was vanilla map and you wouldn't get that refill. You know what I'm saying? So that's very small, but it is a part of the equation.
Yeah. All right, so ProfessorSchool got to blow up the Metroids here, and yeah, you know, he does a speed zip skip, or just kills everything. You know, kills all the zips. Yeah. Yeah, even though bombing the Metroid's feels really bad and slow. It's not a huge difference. Just ice feels so crisp, feels so fat. It's so smooth.
It does,
Fly
and it's
through.
just more
Yeah,
comfortable. Another thing, again, I kind of hate to keep harping on this, but the
yeah,
small things matter. But it's like because it's area and because you do get that refill going down the Torian elevator, that means that you power bombing the Metroids and only getting one drop each doesn't really matter
right. Yeah,
because you get like 5 or 6 drops or whatever if you ice and missile
yeah.
them or whatever.
That's another big factor. Yeah, that free refill. You don't have to stop at the ship like you would normally do without ice
Exactly.
beam. Yeah. And yeah, so he is suited up for Metroid skip as well. See if you can
Oh
get
yeah.
that.
Can you do any of the new crazy skips, Toasty, that everybody's been coming up with? Like now, everybody can do it with high jump only, or no items at all, or speed only, or spring ball. Like I can't do any of them.
Yeah, the answer to that is hell no. Stuff. I can barely do the normal one. No, I've actually gotten somewhat good at the normal one. But yeah, normal only for me. Oh man, nicely done though. Very well executed.
Oh yeah.
It was really cool to see the end of the story behind who was it? Stachio Cat accidentally finding new best Metroid skip just recently, and then Zost is doing it. Everyone like the weird I don't know how to describe it. It's like
Clockwise or count whatever it is, it's different
yeah,
than the regular one. Yeah, that stuff's. I spent I think about 30 seconds one day. I opened up the practice ROM and I started trying it, and then I realized very quickly I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna not do that.
yes, that's good. Yeah, why fix what's things broke? If
I'm
it
gonna
works
practice other
already.
stuff. Right.
Yeah, because that's like a 1 or 2 second save or something. So, all right, so yeah, school is pretty. He's got plenty of leeway here for the Mother Brain tank, so that was good. Yeah, he gave the speed step skip 1 attempt. Yeah,
He's
I
only
like that
got.
play.
Yeah, I do too. He's only got to hit Mother Brain with what I think 24 charge shots here, so he shouldn't be in
Yeah,
much danger. But if he accidentally tanked a red beam shot, and in particular if he took any damage before that, it would not be good. So hopefully he'll
oh
have a smooth fight.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know about you, but I pretty much exclusively get double hit by by red
Right.
beams. They're scary to me. Yeah,
Okay. He should only have to deal with one more here,
yeah,
so he should be fine. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
He's gonna be fine. Just don't do anything wacky running into Mother Brain. All right, we're good.
Very nice. Yep. Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, Mass has been trying to kind of figure out what to do. Kind of in a tough spot, obviously, with a bunch of really strange options at the end. But I want to tell a quick
Yeah.
story. I think most people know this already. I mention this all the time. Mass is like literally one of my best friends. We went to college together, and we've done all kinds of stuff together. But one of my favorite stories about Mass is he doesn't play a ton of Super Metroid, but he'll still occasionally be in some of the tournaments, and he just likes competing. And I don't know how many of y'all know this, but in the multi-category tournament in 2020, he had to race someone who had a lot more experience than him during one of the weeks. But what he decided to do is RBO was one of the options. And so his opponent didn't think he would pick it because he had literally never even attempted an RBO run. He picked it and attempted it for the very first time ever in a race on a restream and completed it and won the race.
That is that. Yeah, that's mad respect right there.
Epic story. So
Badass. Yeah.
for me, that's like one of my most favorite things I've ever watched in Super Metroid.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's super fun. Yeah, learning stuff on the fly in a race is a challenge, man. It's stressful. So I've definitely been there, not in an RBO, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. I mean, like you said, he's got a lot of weird choices here. Talking about Mass, going into Meridia without grapple or ice kind of feels bad, you know. But and he's in the wrong, you know, or he went to he's checking the sand pit. Totally valid play, I think. I don't know how the logic works. Yeah, crazy
Yeah,
seed.
I
Yeah.
want to say, someone in chat could correct me if I'm wrong here. I want to say that they removed the sand pit. Toasty, you were in the first tournament in 2017, weren't you?
No, I watched it and I joined the 2018.
Okay, so in that tournament, and maybe even League Season 1, I don't remember because I didn't complete the League Season 1, but back then,
Yeah,
the sand pit as a major location was actually in Logic, but I want to say it's been removed.
I remember that. I remember Gravity being there in some rando like tournament races and stuff. Can't remember when or if that. Yeah, I think it's been removed as well.
But yeah, obviously we're about to have a GG for Professor School. I think he played really, really well, and I really like how he kept his cool and handled Lower Norfair when, some unfortunate situations came up. But he played really well, and he's going to secure a victory for Team Vileplume, and that's a really good race by him.
Yeah, very good race. GG, Professor School. Very well played, handled. Like he kept his cool. Didn't have any huge setbacks or deaths in some tough situations. Yeah. Good stuff.
All right, and we are now joined by our winner, Professor School. First of all, GG, Professor School. You had a great race. This was a really, really challenging seed. Open it up for a minute. Just tell us a little bit about your experience and kind of what you were thinking at different junctures of this race.
Hey Kip, hey Toasty, what's up? Thanks for the GGs and GGs to Mass as well. That was kind of a wild ride for my first 1v1 match in this league. Actually, almost ever. So this is it was, I don't know, it was something. We can get into the details in a second, but Kip, you and Mass and I all met at SG Live in person back in November or September, and that's actually how Zeb sort of handpicked me to be, I guess, like a like a protege of sorts. Like he wanted to train me, and I'm really grateful to him for getting me into this because I was nothing but a vanilla runner for the last 3 years, and it's been a lot of fun. So GG to Mass, and thanks to everyone for putting this on because I'm really enjoying myself so far.
Yeah, we're really excited to have you. Obviously, GG to Mass as well, who joined us real quick. But let's start with you, Professor School. Just tell us a little bit about. Obviously, I actually forgot this was your sort of first tournament restreamed one-on-one race, which is really cool. I'm glad that Toasty and I were here for it. But yeah, you had a challenging seed. Just tell us a little bit about some of the situations you were in and how you tried to handle it.
Yeah, absolutely, Kip. So first of all, I mean, I know that even though I've had probably a lot more experience overall playing Super Metroid as a vanilla runner, I know that Mass has a lot more experience thinking about and running all of these area rando seeds. And so very early on, we saw the map pop up, and I don't know what Mass ended up doing, but I went meme route immediately. And I found Red Tower 2, and I thought, all right, let's see what else is here. It was Upper Norfair. It was Kraid. I found Kraid early. It was kind of a mess because I mistimed my power bomb and didn't get that second missile pack, so Kraid was a little slow, but I thought, it's okay, let's get a boss out of the way. It's Kraid 0, let's just move on with the seed. I had the first, 10 minutes were pretty rough. I made kind of a miscalculation with how I was going to approach dipping back into the top of Red Tower to try to pick up that second major in order to avoid doing X-ray until the end. And then after that, I think things sort of sped up a little bit, with the only other real hiccup being me just really, really badly mishandling Flower House on the way back out of Ridley. I think that was sort of, for me, if I was racing like a top tier racer, the place that would have really separated things would have been. I went into Lower Norfolk very early because I wanted to be aggressive. I only had 2 tanks, but I did have Plasma and Varia. And it was my intention to try to go all the way through from end to end if I could. I got 2 tanks. It would have been tight, but with that and the CF, I thought I would have been okay. And then I just totally beefed it coming out of Flower House, and I was down to, I don't know, 83 or 86 energy or something like that, and I didn't have enough power bombs for a CF. And so I decided to just bail. And it turns out that I thought the seed was sending a space jump to the GT missile. Turns out, we didn't even need space jump necessarily. And so I think I lost, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes. But I say that those are sort of the big things, or some of the early decisions to go meme route and to go through Red Tower could have been a little bit more efficient. And then, my decision to play very aggressively through LN, knowing that the major that I needed was either the one I left behind in Wrecked Ship or the one that was somewhere buried in LN. And it turned out to be high jump boots in LN for go mode.
Well, I actually feel like both you guys had a good strategy and played really well. As far as the Lower Norfair situation, don't beat yourself up too bad, because I can assure you every single one of us have been bullied in Lower Norfair in Rando with different loadouts. But let's jump over to Mass real quick. GG to you as well. I really liked your approach to sort of the macro of how you handled, especially like the early and mid parts of the game, and then the seed kind of just got really weird with very specific progression in very specific places. So tell us a little bit about how you approached it today, Mass.
Yeah, thanks, Kip, and thanks, Toasty, for being on. GG, Prof. Yeah, the seed, it sounds like even out the gate, I went a little different, and you never really know how it'll work out. But with the 6 majors and criteria, Billy Mays was just too tempting for me. So it's funny, I actually talked about it. We ran a practice seed last night, and the exact same thing happened with 6, and I was talking about it with my team, and it was like, gosh, man, with 6, you almost just have to check it. And so, unfortunately, it didn't really have anything good this time, which prevented me from doing the meme route early check. It's interesting. I think Prof and I were chatting. I think Gravity was Crab Supers, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so that's a tough one. Like, I don't know. I cursed myself by saying, man, full area, full countdown is my favorite mode to run. But that check, Crab Supers, it just doesn't click in my brain, to go check there. And so that would have probably been a last item, like a last location for me to get there. So it was kind of fun. The seed was kind of fun, Yeah, I'd be interested to go back and see the route divergence and what it kind of looks like.
Yeah, really.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Toasty.
Yes, say good games, guys. It was well played, very tough, crazy seed. Never feels good going to Meridia without ground or ice. That's like required here. So yeah, it's crazy high jump boots location.
I wanted to ask why we have Toasty here. Toasty brought up a good point during the race that I had not thought of. I just thought the Lone Rangers was just like a cool name, but then he was like, "Hey, wait, ask Mass if it's correct, Toasty."
Yeah, are you the Lone Rangers from the Brendan Fraser, Buscemi, and Adam Sandler? Is that what the Lone Rangers is?
It might be the case.
Okay.
My goodness.
We're gonna go with a yes for that
I
answer.
think if Papa Schmo and Kev came up with it. If they came up with the name, then it's definitely what it is.
I can confirm that Papa Schmo and Kev came up with the name.
Okay.
Yes.
I think Kev said yes in the chat. Yes, I just wanted to be dramatic there.
Yeah.
I mean, ProfessorSchool staring Oscar winner Brendan Fraser in the eyes and coming up with a win. Impressive.
Yeah, it was a whale of a fight today, I gotta say. So here's the thing. I want to make one more comment about the seed. So obviously, like, the decision to go meme route early meant that I was passing up Criteria 6, but I had gotten charge early, and that really pushed me to play a little bit more aggressively, even though I had 0 tanks. If I had gotten 2 power bomb packs in Blue Bryn, I would have considered immediately checking Billy Mays, but I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I was going to go up spend a bunch of time, maybe just find, Spazer and Springball, which I think that may have been what it ended up being. And then orphaned the retro PB portal. That felt like it would have been really important. And there was 4 other ways to get back into criteria. So I figured an opportunity will present itself for me to pick that up. Let me go figure out what this map is. But then regarding what Mass was saying, I don't know, like that's a tough situation, right? Like figuring out where gravity was. The only reason I think I was really able to do that is by process of elimination. Like I really ran through everything. I got all 6 majors in criteria. I saw that there was 0 in Green Bryn, which is obviously pretty unusual. So I bailed on most of Green Bryn, except just using it for portals. I had picked up both majors in Red Tower. There was 0 in Upper Norfair. I knew where Croc was, but I never found it. It was 0 in Kraid's Lair. It was really a crazy map. So at the very end, I knew that there was 3 majors in East Meridia. There was 1 that I left behind somewhere in Wrecked Ship because I bailed after right and left supers, and there was the only other ones left would have been gravity locked somewhere, or high jump or springball or ice locked somewhere in West Meridia. So I really had to go through the whole rigmarole to figure out, like, okay, it's either the one in LN or it's the one in in Wrecked Ship. And I was shaking my head so hard. I don't know if commentary said anything about this, but when I found Space Jump in Wrecked Ship, I'm like, oh my goodness, someone who full cleared Wrecked Ship is going to get Space Jump. They're going to know, they're going to go straight to LN, and it's going to be a GT missile locked item. It ended up not being the case, which would have been even more trolly. But I really needed to go through everything to find those high jump boots. And I'm not sure I did it particularly efficiently, but I'll say for 3 months, which is pretty much all the time that I've ever put into Rando, I think it turned out about as well as I could have hoped, considering, goodness gracious, full respect to Rando runners who've been doing this for a long time, I have to say, because I've been doing vanilla for 3 years. I have some pretty respectable times across all of the major categories, but this is Penny. Sorry, my dog. But my hats off to the most experienced, the people who really understand Rando, because there's so much to learn. And I have a huge, renewed, brand new appreciation for just how competitive and difficult Randomizer can be. So,
well, I have some good news for your progression, Professor School. Tosi and I have done a lot of randos over the years, and I don't think either one of us, when you picked up Space Jump, thought about the fact that might actually unlock an item. So,
oh yeah,
So you're ahead of us, because when I saw the Space Jump, I was just like, oh, well, that's not a progression item. And then somebody in chat was like, actually, it could be. So yeah, man, you're doing great. I do have one final quick question for you, Prof. Since we're talking about team names, Vital Plume is clearly an acronym here because there's periods in front of everything. So what does that actually stand for?
Sure. I don't need to be as cagey as Mass was. So this is Vital Plume. Obviously, itself is a fun reference to I think Zeb and Nevdi having this good friendship, but also they love to sort of poke fun at each other. And oh my goodness, Pennywise! I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry about my dog. Obviously, Nevdi has spent a lot of time inside of Vital Plumes before, but the actual acronym itself stands...
Oh man, you're gonna leave us hanging like that.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Your dog is like, don't tell him the secret.
I apologize. My wife took care of it. Sorry about that, y'all. That's super unprofessional. It stands for Very Intelligent Little Edecoons, Professor's Laboratory of Unrefuted Metroid Excellence.
Wow, that's very complex.
That's
I came up with it at like 11 o'clock at night when I was just spitballing with Zeb, because he's like, hey, could it have something to do with like Vial Plumes or something? And I was like, sure. And I just put a couple out, and he's like, yeah, that's perfect. I'll submit that.
That's amazing. That's great.
We were really hoping that they would have that full description listed out on the screen for every single race, but so far it's just been the acronym.
Right. Toasty, I have one final question for Mass, but do you have anything else you'd like to ask about the specific race or anything before we continue?
No, go for it.
So Mass, obviously, you and I hang out a lot outside of Super Metroid and talk a lot on the phone, et cetera, et cetera. But it looks like you and I are going to be racing next week in week 3, which I'm really looking forward to that. And I was telling people during the race that if you were to beat me next week, I would absolutely never hear the end of it for the rest of the time. So what are you looking forward to with our race next week?
Well, it should be fun. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't hear the end of it for sure. But and you and I, we talked about this the other day too, right? Like that last time that we got to race was at SG Live, which was great. It was we got to meet everybody. We had a really good time. We got to do the opening Super Metroid race, but it was such a train wreck.
It was the worst seed of all time. Yes.
It's like it's just kind of fun to get to do another one where, I mean, we're jinxing it now. This next one's going to be worse, right?
I guess so.
But yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, we're looking forward to racing you guys, and obviously it'll be special for you and I to have a chance to compete against each other officially. So that'll be fun. Hopefully we can get some people to get on comms for that and get it a restream. But anyway, GG to both of y'all. Really enjoyed today's race. Good luck to both of y'all's teams moving forward. Toasty, I don't get a chance to do comms with you very often. This was very special for me. I really enjoyed getting to chat with you and comm with you. So we should do it again sometime.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks. It's a great time. Best of luck, fellas, on your next races. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks very much for the comms, Kip. Thank you, Toasty, and Jestro for doing the tracking. I've had the chance to meet a lot of y'all in person now, and I have to say that Kip has reinforced this before. That makes things a lot more special, and so I'm just very, very grateful that we had the opportunity to all experience this together, especially since it was my first live rebroadcast race.
Well said, Prof. And I guess we'll close with that. Thank you guys for watching. And as D-Web pointed out, we have another race in about an hour and 20 minutes. Go out and support the races. And Toasty, I'll let you close us out here.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, guys, for hanging out. And thank you again very much, Jestro, for tracking for us. These are hard to keep track of, so that's very, very helpful. Take it easy, guys. Have a great weekend. See you next time.